Hi guys, back again, fourth time this week. Woohoo! Finally, week's over. We were just gonna see the second Divergent movie, then I decided I didn't want to. So we're here.
Yeah, it's like,
instead.
you know what? I'm gonna go watch a better movie.
Yeah, so we decided to check out It Follows, which is an indie horror movie that is surprisingly getting a lot more circulation than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Because it just opened in Oak Ridge today.
Yeah.
So I was like, sweet. This was interesting.
Yeah, it was a weird movie.
Yeah, that's kind of, this is.
Yeah.
Huh. And I'm not even sure where to start because it's very off. It's different, and I like that it's different. It has great atmosphere.
Yeah. Love the score, especially. Like that very John Carpenter-esque score.
Yeah, I think John Carpenter probably uses a bit more instrumentals. This kind of reminded me of like something you would see hear off like an old school JRPG.
Well, when you think of The Thing,
yeah, it is
that
kind of
one, it kind of reminded me of that.
like I think you had different expectations of the movie than I did going into it.
Yeah.
Because I was I expected a lot of what I got out of it.
Yeah. No, I got most of what I got too. I just the one little tidbit about the creature was different, and when you thought about it, you kind of can't help but wonder why didn't they do some of these things sooner.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think of this movie, there's probably a lot of holes you could poke into it. But,
Yeah.
and we probably will because we're assholes. So,
Still, I enjoyed it. It's nice that
no, it's a good movie.
It was never really scary, but it definitely gets under your skin.
It's very unnerving. That's what I was
Yeah.
getting to think. It's not like, oh my god, that was terrifying. It's just like from beginning to end, there's just this tense atmosphere that doesn't let go.
Like there's a point in time where just nothing was happening. I was just like,
yeah, exactly.
I was just like,
you're expecting something to happen, but it's also not one of those movies where you can predict when it's gonna happen.
yeah.
And like, there's even some little scares that was like took me a second to actually see. Then I was like, oh shit, like
Like the ending, which we'll get to later.
yeah. Well, mostly I'm thinking the rainfall scene towards the very end. Where
Yeah.
that one took me a second. I was like, oh shit. But I think a lot of it comes down to is this is being lauded as like one of the best horror movies of the decade, which technically it is, but we were also spoiled by the Babadook last year, so at that same time we're kind of making the inevitable comparisons to that movie, and that movie was a hell of a lot scarier than this one.
Yeah.
That being said, there's a lot the movie does get right. Again, mostly in the fact that it's not a traditional jump scare horror movie, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, it was all pretty practical, save for like one bit or like a couple bits, I think.
Like, even the scene towards the end where it's more action-y, it does feel earned.
Yeah, like, and that shows that basically like the thing that's following is actually pretty smart too.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those movies where you should probably go in as cold as possible, so if you haven't seen it or you want to go see it, stop watching now. Otherwise, you know, we're gonna do what we usually do, which is probably spoil the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's your warning. So yeah, It Follows, for those who don't know what this movie is basically a sexually transmitted monster.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Where basically like they don't have a name for it. It's just called It, basically, and
Thankfully, it's not a.
it's not.
Yeah, it's not a giant clown.
That would have been great, you know. Just in the background, you see
Curry.
Jim Curry. Hey, you have an Aldrich in a can? You do. We let the poor guy out. That would actually make me a lot more hysterical. I mean, an entirely different movie would have been hysterical. But basically, it like picks a target, and that target has to have sex with somebody in order for it to move on to that person, and then so on and so forth ad infinitum until that person then will be killed, in which case it goes back down the ladder until everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Which is, God knows how long that line goes. But
Yeah, so Final Destination, if it was an STD, yeah, pretty much.
more or less, yeah. Like, this is kind of a hard movie to talk about, really, because like one thing we both noticed is this is very reminiscent of like an old school '80s horror movie.
Yeah, like
the soundtrack in particular was very much
it was synth heavy. They used a lot of like certain bits from like in terms of cinematography, just like the way they did a lot of panning or the way they did like those zooms versus the
like there's a lot of still shots in this movie or just lingering shots. Well, like one thing I really loved genuinely about this movie is the fact that how it's shot, especially at the beginning. You're not sure. even when the creature's not on screen, you're still getting the sense that the characters are being followed. And it's, like I said, the atmosphere built around that is fantastic. Like, even in the beginning, you can't really tell if, like, the monster is the cameraman or whether it's, like, somewhere on screen we can't see it. And, like, there are times I was legitimately wondering, like, okay, is, like, the monster supposed to be the camera right now? Or where's it going with that?
Or, like, what was that? I was like, does she see something in the car or what?
Yeah, like, you're never sure where it is or who it is, because sometimes there's a lot of people in the background.
Yeah. And
there's I kind of wish they delved more into the mythology, kind of what it was, because I'm really curious about that now, which, I guess they can use for sequels if they want to. That being said, I think the conclusion I came to as to how to easily avoid this was kind of the one they came to at the very end, which was, spoiler alert, why not just use hookers? Yes.
Well, assuming that they hadn't already eliminated the thing to begin with.
Oh, no, let's think about that, though, because hookers have to see a lot of people on a regular basis, so that's a lot of, and the clientele probably go see other hookers on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So you have quite a long tree to go to.
Yeah.
The monsters right get really fucking annoyed after a certain point, like, God damn it, all right, fine.
I just also imagined, like, so what happened if it happened during an orgy or something?
Just have a stroke and die.
Too much at the same time.
You're just like, or meal time.
I just imagine then they use that as like something on Maury to find out who the real father is.
You know, it'd be great if it's fantastic. If this movie crossed over with American Psycho. It's Patrick Bateman versus It Follows. Because then they both be walking slowly, having internal monologues. Because, like, no, there are, like, specific rules that are set up for this thing. Like, it never runs at you. It always follows slow. It always walks towards you. And it never stops, and you can't kill it, and it's smarter than you think it is, basically.
Yeah.
And those simple rules
theoretically, you can't kill it.
Well, theoretically. Well, that's kind of what's proven towards the end of the movie. It's either insanely hard to kill, or they have to start being clever enough with it yet.
Yeah.
But point is, it's not stupid. It's not going to fall for very obvious traps, which, again, without giving it away, kind of what happens towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, which I appreciated.
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah.
It's like, wow, this is a pretty obvious thing. Oh my god, it actually used logic!
I know, right?
Although it turned out that, kind of a moot point anyway.
Yeah. Like, what era does this take place in? Because that was confusing me.
It was the present day.
Was it present day? Because, like, everyone had, like, 1990s televisions. And overall, just really old school equipment, except for, like, the cell phones. And the one girl with the glasses, weird, like, shell,
yeah, which means it was pretty recent. It's just, keep in mind, though, they're in Detroit, where everything is an economic crapper.
Is it really? I don't know much about Detroit or economics in general.
It's one of the few bankrupt cities.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is bankrupt, and the industry is dying.
Oh, well, sucks being in Detroit. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that explains that then. All right, I'll go with that. But yeah, like, the thing about this monster is, like, the title says it all. It just follows. It doesn't do really anything else, and that's kind of what makes it scary.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. It's never terrifying where, like, you're shitting your pants like you are in the Babadook when we were all just like, oh dear God.
Yeah.
But you can always just see it in the background. It's just walking towards you. Like,
yeah.
And that's the thing that makes it intimidating, is the fact that you can't stop it no matter what you do. You can't even really hurt it. You can kind of, like, inconvenience it for a couple moments.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps going after you no matter what. And that does make it legitimately a scary character. I kind of wish they went more into what exactly it was, though.
Sometimes, I think in this case it was okay, because there's the idea that the less you know, the more it will terrify you.
True, but
the idea, and that's the idea, is like, when you think about it, like I said, like, is there a way to kill it? Can you do anything? And just, like, it's that uncertainty that makes it much more of a terrifying creature.
True, but at the same time, I guess because it wasn't as scary as I think we wanted it to be, like, we're kind of asking more questions, kind of what it is. I mean, like, the Babadook doesn't tell you shit about what it is either, but there's more mythology, like, more, like, information around it that it kind of satisfies your curiosity without giving enough away that it ceases to be scary.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, we were getting a lot of 80s horror movie vibes in this movie. Like, I think you caught we were like, there was a thing, Nightmare on Elm Street, we both caught that one.
Yeah.
Where the fact that she's terrified to sleep for obvious reasons, because that thing can come after her at any moment.
Yeah.
And what are the other ones? Oh, you said you caught Halloween.
Just like in turn, I got that, not necessarily the, like, a reference per se, but I got that vibe, just that idea, like, that kind of, like, slow, methodical following killer.
I mean, there was a lot of very interesting camera shots in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of, like, one point, when the main character, what's her name, Jay, I think?
Yeah.
It's like trying to track down the person that gave her the monster STD. Like, she's in a high school, like, looking at information, and the camera just goes around in a circle. Yeah. Where you can see like her taking the information on one side, then it pans over to the window outside, and you see what's presumably the monster coming towards him.
Yeah.
And it just kind of revolves around that round twice, and just very interesting shots like that. It helps build the tension of what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think one kind of problem with the movie is the fact that the acting is kind of meh on a lot of the people.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I thought the main girl did good, but like everyone, the side support. Well, you know, in the scenes where she was expected to be like acting scared. That
she was. But yeah, it's like a lot of it was kind of, it was a little definitely wooden.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the price you get with some indie movies, which is kind of like the actors aren't necessarily the best in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the rest of it we could talk about is like without giving away like story details. So
kind of have to. That's the thing, because it's a very simple and basic horror movie.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's simple, but it's very well thought out in its execution.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of it comes down to just how long it lingers on the camera shots, how much it builds attention, how it uses the music to properly build that tension. And again, back to like it builds up. I felt like the final like action sequence was kind of abrupt, but at the same time it felt like it earned kind of like a fight back scene, so I was okay with it.
Yeah.
I kind of wish some of the characters a bit more developed. Like the girl with the glasses.
Yeah, she was just kind
of there. She didn't do really much of anything.
Yeah. She was the subtextual exposition fairy.
What what?
Well, kind of like was when she was reading that passage in the end that kind of related to everything.
Oh, yeah, like, here's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Which is stranger danger, more or
less the idea of, like, the fear of impending death, the fear of impending doom, the idea of not being able to escape it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what makes the movie scary, too. Well, you know, at least tense from beginning to end, is the fact that you're never quite sure when this is going to kill you or when it's going to finally catch up to you. I mean, there is a scene, movie, when she, like, stops paying attention for, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it finds her, and you see, like, apparently when it's, like, it infects you, only the person that's infected can see it.
Yeah.
So, everyone else just see like her hair just start flying up as their monster's grabbing onto. Naturally, everyone starts freaking out, and you're like trying to shoot at air basically, and stuff
and with
like
that didn't quite work out so well in a couple moments.
Some people get shit.
Yeah.
Other people like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Naturally, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of interesting theories that you can make around kind of like what the monster is and what forms it chooses to take. And there are some fun ones you can interpret out of it. Like, I kind of got, I don't know what you got out of it, but I was kind of thinking like maybe like all the people it transforms to are like past victims.
Well, I'm not sure if it's all victim. Well,
at least people have been infected.
Possibly, because remember, the guy said sometimes it's a stranger, sometimes it's someone you know, whatever it'll do to get close to you.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, some people just form like just random, like the scariest tall guy I've ever seen.
Yeah, because keep in mind, like, her friend with the glasses, like, the thing turned into her, like, in the middle of it.
Yeah, but it also transformed to, like, the victim from the very beginning at one point, too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that makes sense then, that it would turn into the victims / people the victims know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got out of it, because I noticed, like, when she's running away from the beach house or lake house, whatever, like, they did transform to, like, the girl who died at the very beginning of the movie. So.
Okay. So that's what I meant. I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it. I don't know, I don't know who did the old lady, but, or again, just really tall, creepy dude. I don't know where they found that guy.
Yeah.
He was like legitimately like, holy crap.
Yeah, it just like wasn't when like they open the door, seeing what else, and the guy just like walks on. It's like Jesus.
Because of course, like when she starts seeing it for the first time, and she's naturally doesn't necessarily believes it just enough to be freaked out by it.
Yeah.
And so she like locks herself in her room, and she like her friends who kind of storm in there with her open the door, say another friend's outside, but behind that friend is just this giant like 6'5" tall man who has to like almost hunch over because his head's almost hitting the ceiling.
Yeah.
Start marching towards her. It's like he has no eyes either.
I did not notice that.
That's what I'm kind of.
I thought it was just you never got a good look at his face.
I kind of got, because he shows up briefly at one other part too, and it kind of the same thing. Like there were shadows over his eyes, so I kind of got the impression that his eyes were like gouged out or something like that. Because keep in mind, like a lot of the people in the movie kind of die differently too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why my theory of the fact that it's like people that have died previously by the monster.
Yeah.
At least again, that's just a theory. But it is a movie though where you can kind of make fun theories as to what it is or where it comes from or why.
Yeah.
Or why it kills people through snoo. I'm not even like. There is an incest scene in this movie, and it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, as well as more of a potential one near the end there as well.
Which one was the one towards the end?
Spoiler, at the end, the girl sees her dead father, or what I assume was her dead father.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah.
Okay, I can figure that out.
Because they showed like the picture of the family afterwards.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering why she was freaking out at the pool. I was like,
yeah.
It's that. Why would you share that? But okay. By the way, where the hell is the mom in this movie?
She was in a couple scenes, but yeah.
Like briefly, like blink and you missed her kind of scenes. Because I keep making
that also kind of bugged me. It's just like for a punk guy, it kind of makes sense. You know, they mentioned the fact that it's very clear he's very
independent. Mother doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. But yeah, it's just like. So, how is all of this okay / no one seems to be asking questions like why they're at a Detroit downtown pool in the middle of the night during a storm?
Yeah, and like nobody seems bothered by this. Like mother doesn't call at all. I'm assuming they have cell phones.
Yeah.
Even though their house does kind of look like something that popped out of, like a horror version of Juno. But yeah, like it's a very different movie, and I respect movies that at least try to do something differently.
Yeah.
So this is a relatively new concept for a horror movie. It's kind of playing on the old horror tropes that the bad guy follows him very slowly.
Yeah.
Except in this case, where there's no reason why they can't run to a public place to go, hey, crazy guy behind me, go get him. Like, that was something that always bugged me about the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he's not running towards you. You can easily go someplace public and go, hey, crazy bastard behind me. You can all see him. Go kill him. But
well, of course, the guy was also basically immortal and had the strength of 50 men.
Still, more the merrier.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm thinking I saw the Rob Zombie remake and it was terrible. But no, this one kind of plays on that old horror trope and just makes it like that's its defining feature is that it follows you and it doesn't stop, and it's a unique spin on that cliche.
Yeah,
and it's effective and at least in how it executed. Like, I'd be curious to see if they made like a sequel to this, kind of like where they could take it from there. There's a lot of potential here.
Yeah, because they definitely left it lingering for a potential one. Based on
even like the end
shots.
Even in the end, you're not quite sure whether or not like they're still being followed by it or they lost in the trail.
Yeah, based on that one random guy in the background.
Yeah, because that's all it takes. I guess I will say this movie does, like, the more I think about it, this movie does make you intensely paranoid.
It does.
Like, there's even that scene where they track down the guy who gave Jay the STD monster. And they're sitting in a circle, and meanwhile I see there's one tennis player slowly start walking up to them, and you watch the guy just slowly start freaking out more and more.
Yeah, just like, that girl, do you guys see her? That just looks at him? Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Like, that was a pretty funny moment.
Like, one thing I was kind of questioning myself is how does this monster give his victims enough time to get a date?
Yeah.
Because I was wondering from the very beginning, because Jay's been going on this guy sounds like for a while.
Yeah.
And but the monsters, of course, constantly chasing him down. So my wonder is like, how does he have time to set up all these dates?
Yeah.
But again, that's kind of a nitpick. There's a lot of things I can nitpick the shit out of here.
Also, like as we stated, so it turns out, yeah, that basically the thing is, actually exists. It's not just an entity. Like, it's just invisible.
Yeah, like because no one else can see it except the victims. Because people break chairs over it. They shoot it quite a bit.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, so why didn't you guys do like a powder bomb or something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like better ideas.
Yeah.
Not thought of by dumbass teenagers. But
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is, this would be a great like abstinence video to showcase.
Well, this thing is basically an allegory, like the allegory for the trials and tribulations of sex, including sexual abuse and like.
I'm not sure I quite see the sexual abuse thing as much as you do, because it's consensual for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, but of course they have the aftermath thing where it makes illusions. Also, as I said, there's the incestual stuff that they kind of reference.
Well, yeah.
Because the thing, it's pretty clear, I think the thing rapes you to death.
Yeah, that part made it clear.
Yeah, I was like, oh god!
Maybe no.
And and apparently it burns you when it touches you.
Is it? Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because it had the burn marks and the hand marks.
And also,
stuff
you kind of heard the bacon frying when Punk Guy got it.
Yeah. Gets the point across. Get the movie that much.
Yeah.
Or maybe not the point across, but the imagery is good when it's effective. Like I said, a lot of this movies, like, it's not amazing, but it's very effective. That's kind of what they
yeah.
Muha asked me to give a score to this, so I guess if I had to, I'd give it like an 8.
I'd say 7.
Break even, 7.5.
Sure.
And it's like one of those things. I think there's a lot of great ideas here. I think there's a lot of clever execution to it, and that's enough to it's new, it's different. That's enough to capture my attention, and it's good new. It's not just, oh, we're gonna just shit this out and hope for the best because it's a fairly new idea.
Yeah.
There's actually time and effort and patience thrown into this.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing you should know though, this is a very slow burn movie.
Yes.
Like it takes a while. It
didn't bother me because Babadook was also kind of a slow burn movie.
Yeah, but even then, it's like I also got that dread a lot more early on.
At the same time, you can argue that it worked better in Babadook, but this is a case where, yeah, it does take a while to get going, but at the same time, it is a growing tension that kind of starts making an end. Well,
keep in mind, there's a difference between being slow and slow burn, though. Yeah,
true.
Because slow just means that people suck at pacing. Slow burn, it's all intentional.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, fair enough. No, that's true. But, yeah, I mean, you got any more thoughts on this?
Not really. It's just, it's a good, creepy little picture.
Yeah, it's like, it's on video on demand. That's probably worth the money to go check it out.
Yeah.
So...
I'd say check it out once, definitely.
So, but if you're looking for, like, the best horror movie of the decade, go watch Babadook. That's way better.
Yeah.
That one has all shade in our pants.
Yeah, but that, in all fairness, though, the fact that this thing was good is a marvel in the wake of a lot of craptacular horror movies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, God. I mean, like, yeah, it's easily one of the best movie in theaters right now, or at least new releases. I don't know if Kingsman's still playing some places. But, yeah, like if you really need to see a good movie in theaters, this is probably the best one you'll get.
Yeah.
So, I guess go on to back to trailers.
Yeah.
So we got what do we got this? Oh, we got the Poltergeist remake. We got like every crappy horror movie coming out.
Yeah.
Next month or a couple months. We got the Poltergeist, which looks bad. And we got we got Insidious Chapter 3, which also looks bad. And we got Unfriended, too. That one I want to talk about, because that one I can't believe is being made.
An interesting concept, but it's just...
It's not even an interesting concept. It's dumb.
Well, yeah. Just because a concept's good doesn't mean a movie will turn out good. Purge!
Well, Purge is hilarious, good sir.
To you, maybe, but I didn't even get that.
Well, you don't know how to have bad movie fun. But
yes, I do. It's called Street Fighter.
Purge that. No, I still think you're just wrong about the Purge. But anyway, at least Purge Anarchy was like kind of dumb fun.
I heard that was actually not a bad movie.
It wasn't terrible.
It's definitely better than the first.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not quite as fun, but better.
Yeah, basically had the Punisher in it, which makes me really sad the guy got cast as Crossbones. Someone pointed that out to me, I was like, fuck!
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I know, it was you. And that made me mad inside. No. But Unfriended, dear God, this is like the cheapest piece of shit movie I've seen in a while. And like, if this is all it takes, goddamn, I will make a Skype call. I'll make my own shitty horror movie in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Or take me an hour
I'm
and a half.
pretty sure Paranormal Activity 4 kind of did it first. Although, probably no.
That had more effort than this. I mean, at least it had, like, a decent camera.
The Kinect.
Better than this. Better than... Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. We should make a spoof of this. It's like, oh my god, why would you take your battery out of your laptop? I don't know! I'm dead.
Yeah.
I can tell right now the movie's gonna piss me off.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna do something like that and it'll still be on, because cliche.
It just looks so dumb.
For me, it's just like, wait, so if this ghost can basically possess technology and expose anything it wants to, like the footage of a person cheating on another person, how about you just go to find the file that shows who sent the video?
Even then, it's even for really the fun stuff. Look at your porno folder! No, don't show that. I'd rather just kill me, please.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that?
Okay, I did it, just don't show it.
Like that joke where it says, people in the courtroom, and he goes, I'd like to reveal the person's browser history. He goes, I'd rather just confess to the murder.
What was this from?
I don't know what it is. It's a picture that's circulating for a long time. And lawyer just goes, I'd like to reveal so-and-so's browser history. He goes, I'm good, I'll just confess.
Yeah. But yeah, that movie just looks so dumb.
Yeah, so this is actually a shorter video than I was expecting. But, yeah,
actually it is.
Then we got Furious 7. I don't know why we got that trailer in this movie.
But who cares? It was fun. It looks so stupidly awesome.
I can't wait, to be honest. And like, that's how bad this year has been. I'm looking forward to Furious 7. Think about that. That's what I'm excited about. I'm sad. And I'm gonna see every one of these stupid goddamn horror movies this year. Like, we already see Lazarus Effect. I had to see Lazarus Effect.
So is this terrible as I expected?
It's pretty god-awful.
Told you.
I got mad for like an hour and a half and left.
Dude, I got mad watching the trailer just because they killed Donald Glover.
Yeah. Even like this... I ended up yelling a lot in that video. It's kind of weird. I think I yell more when I'm alone than with people.
It makes sense.
I know it does, actually, now that I think about it. Especially movies I don't like, because I look back on the videos I made last year, and the ones I freaked out the most were for The Hobbit 3, Unbroken, and for this year, it was Lazarus Effect, were the ones where I just kind of lost my shit. I think it's because I know what to bounce off of.
Well, that and 50 Shades.
Well, that was with Sarah. I didn't quite freak out okay, I did quite a bit. Then again, Sarah gave me permission, so it's kind of fair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's 50 Shades.
Did you watch that video?
No, but I've heard stories. It's getting a certain mythological effect to it.
Really? Who's talking about it?
You.
Well, besides
No, I'm just kidding. Oh. I was trying to make you feel better.
Oh.
But yeah, I'll probably get to watching it at some point.
That's okay. It's like actually one of more, for obvious reasons, one of our widely seen videos I've released in a while. Cinderella's probably gonna get up there because I bashed that one a lot too.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I hated it.
Oh, I heard it was actually pretty good.
It's not. I don't know how they tricked critics and think this was a good movie, but it's really not.
Because they said it was, I don't know, from what I've been hearing, they said it basically it felt like the original, just...
No, it's not.
Yeah.
The character is even more shallow in this movie than it was in the original Cinderella.
Well, it is Rob Stark. Oh wait, no, sorry, he was
the prince was actually the interesting character.
Oh,
like him and the Cane were actually the characters I really liked in the movie. I couldn't stand anyone else.
I didn't realize you were talking about Cinderella.
What do you think I was talking about?
I don't know. It's usually the prince that's the shallow one.
I said Cinderella.
You said the character.
Who else would I be referring to?
In all fairness, yeah, I should have figured out.
All right, so
But yeah, in my defense, usually it is the prince that's supposed to be the pretty shallow one.
He was actually much more charismatic. I was like, I liked him. He was pretty good, but not so much anyone else in the movie. Kate Blanchett tries her best in the material, but it's really bad material. But we can talk about that later. So, yeah, I guess that's all we got for this one. Surprised how short this one is. But next week we got more bad movies.
Such as?
Get Hard and Home.
Good luck with those.
Oh, God. You know what's bad? When I see a good movie I like, and I can't think of much to say about it.
Well, that usually means two things. Either one, it was good, not great, or it was too simple. Usually you gotta have something that's either, like, on polar ends of something to really talk about.
So, on that note, you want to talk about Man of Steel? I'm kidding. We don't have to go into that.
It's one of those ones where I understand, where I think there's a mutual understanding on both sides as to why people like/dislike it, but
yeah,
that's not going to change anyone's opinions.
No. At least we gotta.
You're going to like it, I'm not going to.
I just need to survive until Avengers 2 comes out. I just need to get to there, and then it'll be okay.
Yeah. Where you have other kick-ass Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah. Who actually is Eastern European, which is kind of nice. Not Eastern European, like Russian.
So that's what that accent was.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because it's like, I mean, his last name is
Maximoff.
So.
That's true.
So he does have some kind of, like, foreign accent, which is a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Because even, like, the animated versions, everyone always plays him up American. It's kind of nice. But anyway, so we'll be back next week with Get Hard and Home and whatever fuck else is out this next week.
Let's see, shall we?
And I'm just gonna... I think I'm just going through so much fucking burnout.
Yeah, we're just trying to find something to talk about.
No, I mean, just in general, all the terrible movies I've seen this year alone, I mean, it's almost April, and I can only think of, like, one, maybe 2 or 3 movies I actually reviewed that I've actually liked.
Yeah.
Like, I actually liked Run All Night, but that's only because of Liam Neeson and Ed Harris.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, yeah, we got Get Hard, Home.
Did you see The Gunman? Oh, yeah, you did see The Gunman.
That one sucked.
Ooh, do you believe the spirit?
We are not seeing that movie.
Good.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Good.
I already watched the Cinema Snob review on it, and I was like, nope, I am not going there.
Did you see God is Dead?
We never saw God's Not Dead.
Oh.
We got lucky, like, the only really religious movie we saw last year was Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas, and that was amazing in its own right.
It's going to be pretty slim pickings for the next couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Sorry, few weeks.
That just made it worse.
I know.
Thanks.
Ooh, Ex Machina's coming out in a couple weeks, though.
What's Ex Machina?
That is the Alex Garland directed movie.
I haven't heard of it. You know what's bad on the highest? Well, you should have Furious 7 next week.
Oh, it's next week?
Yeah, April 3rd.
Yay! Something!
Alright, so... Oh,
yeah.
Oh, God. How is Unfriended have 8% of Rotten Tomato? I want to buy that for a second. Alright. Alright, guys.
How much does it have?
80%.
I'm pretty sure it's only 4 out of 5 reviews.
Probably. Alright, guys. We're just shooting the shit now, so...
Bye, everybody!
Bye.